All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How are you today?
Good morning, buddy. I'm doing all right. I'm pretty exhausted. Up late last night or up early this morning, but other than that, I hope you're doing well. Hope everybody else is. We're all alive this morning.
Yes, we're all alive.
World has not come to an end.
It has not collapsed. It's funny. I was thinking about the people that took the time to board up all their places over in New York, especially. Right now they got waking up feeling like, oh man, that was a waste there. But it is what it is.
I wouldn't go that far yet, man.
Yeah. Well, if they got open today for
It's
business,
not
right?
over.
No, it's not over. But if they got open today for business, right? They got to take that stuff down, right?
Yeah.
So it's that sucks. It's a lot of work put into that. Guys, let's get into it. Yesterday we had a pretty good day here. Our gappers list. Actually, no, excuse me. Let's go over.
That's one way to put it, bud.
What was that?
A good
Oh,
day.
yeah, yeah. So here we have what we had yesterday. Let's start with PayPal. I really like what PayPal did yesterday. A little bit of a rough start. Let's look into our 5 minute over here. Let's get into it right in here. Yep. So right here, guys. The 5 minute pretty choppy at the open, but then it did settle down pretty good, and I saw a lot of great trades in here above the VWAP. This thing shot up. I took a trade here when it was breaking out above the high of the day. This was a good entry for me as well. We did get a nice continuation on that, but a lot of you guys got in pretty early on here. Not an easy trade to take in this area because you do have a lot of selling pressure that came in here. So that was a little tough there, but it did break out
And
nicely.
I'll tell
Yeah.
you, my trade yesterday was a
hmm
short on PayPal.
I saw
In
your
that
trade.
first
Yeah.
5 minutes. I took it when it rejected 180 all the way down to 175. I bailed on the last little piece of it I had around 176 on that second 5 minute candle. And I looked at it about, an hour later, and I was like, wow, I'm glad I got out when I did on that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I remember you seeing your trade here because you were when you came on the mic, you had it up on the screen, and yeah, you got in it right in here, and man, what a trade! So just amazing there. You can see you took a partial. We at 175. That's a $5 move, man. Congrats on that. So
yep.
pretty sweet there. And then we went the other way here, guys. I actually got in probably around 182, right in this area on this candle. Maybe a little bit higher, 180, 180, 50 or so. But again, beautiful run here towards PayPal. Nice little pop there. I did not get a chance to get into this continuation here. I thought it would come back down to VWAP. Did not want to hope for that pullback. But if you did held for this, you're a little more patient. You got another great opportunity here as well. So again, PayPal was really good. Baba, for those that like to trade Baba, was also somewhat decent. Again, I'm not a great trader of Baba, so I saw this coming up here as well. It's just difficult to take this trade, but if you did, you had a nice pop here and a little bit of continuation. A nice sort of a rejection double top here. I'm not sure if this falls into the mountain pass that Peter does or not. Maybe the volume might be a little bit too light, but you did get a nice downtrend after that, heading into below the VWAP and back down to some of these levels down here. So Baba was good. Neo was amazing. Again, continues to find a way to break new highs here. It did that yesterday, breaking from the high of the day here at 34.10. Had a little struggle at the open at first. I know there was a very difficult trade here. It looked like this thing was going to sell down, but it found a way to push higher. And then here became a beautiful trade when it comes right back to the high of the day at 34.10. Beautiful pop there. And it just kept doing this several times throughout the entire day. It never really looked weak after the market opened. So Neo was great, continues to give us great liquidity. It's just great trading on Neo. So
It
that's
was
definitely,
amazing to see Andrew
yeah,
trade that yesterday.
I was just going to say that too. Yeah.
So for those that weren't in the room or missed yesterday, or those that are on YouTube, Andrew had his biggest trading day ever yesterday.
Right. Right.
And it was the vast majority of it was on this Neo move, and he was just calling each breakout one by one. It was really, it was kind of crazy to watch. I'm glad I finished my
hmm
trading early, and I could just sit back and kind of watch him trade because
Yeah.
he is a master, that's for sure.
It's so funny. I was doing the exact same thing. I was done early, and I was just sitting there, just watching him, do his reading of the price action, the level two. I mean, just incredible. There was one entry. I mean, he literally got in. I think he was probably the first trade on that candle. That's how
Yeah,
good that entry
probably
was. He
something close. Yeah.
I think it was this one here. He read it perfectly. And he got this beautiful shot. And if you talked about his pattern quite a bit, right? His pattern, if you look at, I wish we had a screenshot of it. I should have taken one. He had a lot of entries, right? But his entries are all based on the same pattern. He explained that yesterday, right? All of them are based on, this consolidation and breakout, consolidation and breakout. So he's a breakout trader, but again, the timing and speed, just amazing. Here's Tesla. Tesla also traded very well, guys, hitting this 411 level here and just taking off nicely here. Again, a little rough start here. There was a great short if you took advantage of that that drop there. But again, traded very well and broke out of several levels we had here. Tesla yesterday. JD, actually a little rough at first as well. You got a couple of wicks here. I don't like when the trading does this, but it did settle down nicely. PayPal did a little bit of that, but again, this settled down as well. We took that opportunity. So again, interesting day. Not as dull as I thought it was going to be as far as stocks yesterday. So we had some pretty good action. With that said, guys, let's go to the market pulse. Talk a little bit about what's happening with the market today and what can we expect as things develop with the election as well.
No, nothing at all is happening. I am just kidding. Obviously, we've got the election. We are right in the middle of the election. We're going to have states announcing and winners projected throughout the day. So I'll get into that in a second. We've got massive gaps up this morning: 1.8% on the SPY, just under 4% on the Qs. We've got a few things that are up big. The biggest part of our gappers list up is stuff directly because of elections.
Hmm.
So the VIX is down 13% this morning. It's dropped considerably from that high 30s number down to 30. And I'll just get, once again, that economic calendar you've got on the screen is not correct. We had
Yeah,
ADP employment this morning that came in at 364,000 versus an expectation of more than double that. So really nasty number on the ADP, slow down of hiring in October. Trade deficit came out a few minutes ago. That's not really anything too crazy. And then some services numbers at 9:45 and 10 a.m. That having been said, the FOMC, Federal Open Market Committee, the Fed meets today and tomorrow. They will have their announcement at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and 2:30 will be Jerome Powell's press conference. We know that can make markets crazy, so keep an eye on that if you're trading tomorrow. So let's dig into what these gaps are. I think the biggest thing here that is we still don't know about the presidential election. It's not a landslide one way or the other. It's razor thin. So we'll see how that turns out over today and the next few days. You're going to have, I know, like, for instance, Nevada is very close. I think it's like 8,000 votes or something difference right now. They stopped counting, or at least they stopped giving updates and said the next one would be at 9 a.m. Local time there, which is going to be at noon. So when that info comes out, it could move the market. I would watch out. I'm going to be very scalpy today.
yeah,
I'm going to watch for any kind of news break like that. That might really shift things. But the big gap this morning, I really think, is no matter what the outcome of the presidential race, it appears that the Senate is not going to be flipped. And so we're going to have a divided government regardless of who wins the presidential election. And what that does is it means essentially gridlock and not much will happen. Tech, the Qs are up big. A lot of these tech companies are up big. Apple's up 3.6 this morning. Amazon 3.7. Microsoft 3.9. Facebook was on here. Facebook's up 5% this morning. So they're gonna be. It's gonna be very difficult, if not impossible, with a that gridlock for legislation against those, because there's been a lot of talk about breaking them up and everything else. That will be very difficult, if not impossible, for it to take place with divided government. So that's one thing. Also, obviously, we'll get into Lyft and Uber here in a minute. That's directly because California voted to treat their drivers as contractors there. That's been ongoing for a while and an issue. So let's go ahead and get into it.
yeah, absolutely. And we'll start right there where you left off with Lyft. A lift right now, guys, up 16.4, looking really nice this morning. Even before this gap, you had some good trading on lift too the last couple of days. Look at this nice little daily candle here coming back up after a big drop here a couple of weeks ago. So I do like lift this morning. Pre-market's looking good, 2 million shares so far. So let's remove this from our list here, and we'll add Lyft and Uber as well. It's looking pretty good. Let's do Lyft right here. Okay, so Lyft, the first one on our list. Then we have Uber next. See what we got there. Also popping up pretty nice here. 12.1 right now with 2.4. So both of them looking really good. Very active this morning. As Norm, as you mentioned, they got some good news behind them. Is it all just in California right now? What's
Correct.
causing
It's
this?
well,
Okay.
that was the only place they were really having the problem is um, they had previously some decisions had been made to that they were going to have to be employees, which would have either driven up their cost exponentially or essentially made it impossible for it to operate there because of the margins, and they would have had to shut down operations in California. So
Yeah, yeah, it would have been a pretty
that
big hit
fixes
for
that
them.
little problem.
Yeah. We have SAVA here this morning. They are up 12%. At the moment, 458,000 shares traded. So they're starting to get some pretty good volume here. Not the best daily on this one. What's the float on this? If I remember, 22 million shares float. So again, on the lower side, guys, this thing has been up before in our gappers list. Doesn't trade all that clean, but the pre-market is looking rather nice, I have to say. So I'm gonna put it here as a possibility for a low float. Let's continue to check on that. We'll see how that becomes better or not. Here's Ride. I've never seen Ride before. What is this?
Lordstown Motors.
Oh, that's what it is. In recent IPO. Um, yeah, not looking great at all, guys. Pre-market looks
They
horrible.
this was a SPAC, so
Yeah,
it's kind of funky on the charts, whatever. But it's Lordstown Motor. They
gotcha.
had some news a couple of days ago. I don't see anything in the last 24 hours. If anybody has anything, throw it out there. I've
Okay.
looked.
All right, we'll keep it off the list for now, unless you guys have something great. Looking at it yesterday, did had a nice little pop here yesterday. Did trade
There was
well.
a
The volume,
what I'm talking about is the
yeah,
merger that was about a day or so ago. So I'm not seeing anything this morning for this gap.
gotcha. Yesterday it looks like they had a nice little trend opportunity here. The volume a little bit light at the open here, so I don't like to see that. It's very light. They get better as the later in the day. You can see the candles are getting better. But for right now, again, even with 172,000, we're not getting a good pre-market activity at the moment. Kodak is here. So Kodak is up 8.5. This stock is again just extremely dangerous to trade. Be very careful. I'm gonna skip on this one right now. It has volumes up 8.5, but just look at the pre-market action already, looking pretty wild. And this is a stock that one, it trades wild in some kind of clean way. I've seen people take good trades on this if it has a very strong catalyst. The last couple of pops we've seen here, here where we got some volume here as well, and somewhat today we're getting a little pop. This is not great. It hasn't been a great catalyst like you had in the past, right? So I'm gonna skip on that one for now. We have a lot on our gappers list. We're not gonna,
Maybe
yeah,
Kodak's getting into vote counting
into
machines.
Volca. They'll get into whatever is trending. You can be assured that Kodak will have a piece in it. So maybe that's the next thing they're going to get into. LI here. So LI typically does not trade very well, but the last couple of days, this thing has been trading amazing. I have not been watching it closely, but I've seen trades from other members on this stock doing very well. Right now, they're up 8.1 with some pretty good volume. I'm going to put it on here. They got a nice little breakout today. We'll put LI on the list. XPEV, we know it's one that tends to trade a little choppy. Today they got a good volume though, up 7.5, 944. Couple of breakouts here in the pre-market. They're hitting this 24 level. I guess going back to some time here. Recent IPO back in August looks like. Yep. So again, could look very interesting. I'm gonna add as possible for now, and I might just stop there because we have so much on this list. We're not going to be able to get through all of them, given that so much gapping up. But I want to look at some favorites. Let's look at Workhorse, one that we look at quite a bit. And I want to look for something that looks overly. exciting. Something looks better than usual, right? We're just not going to pick any single stock today because a lot of it's going to be gapping up. A lot of it's going to have volume. So workhorse of those gapping up here. I'm not seeing anything that looks spectacular. Neo is definitely on our list. Neo has just been a beast, literally. I mean, up 6% this morning, 6.5 million shares traded. This thing just continues to find a way to gap up and run nicely. So we'll keep that one on deck. PDD is not a great stock. Zoom. Again, very difficult to trade, so I'm gonna put that one aside. And then we talked about Facebook, Microsoft, Nvidia. All these stocks are here today. AMD is 1.6. I do like AMD. I'm gonna throw that one on there. And today will be a day where you have to be picky, guys. Just too much here on our list to watch. Norm, anything in particular that you like this morning that you're gonna keep an eye on besides the spy and elections?
I like PayPal. I think it'll still be in play after yesterday. That was an interesting trading day. We're just like I said. I'll take kind of mostly what we've already picked. I won't trade Uber because I own it longer term,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I might trade Lyft.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good choice there. And then yeah, I think we have a pretty the top here looks pretty good. Neo, LI, and Uber and Lyft both look really, really good. Again, aside from the market overall gapping up, they seem to have their own catalyst going here, which is really nice for us to have the market going in that direction and them having their own little news kind of pulling it up a little bit here. All right, let's take a look at the chat. Let's see what we have here. Let's start with let's expand this a little bit. Prince Trader is giving us plug. Let's start there. So plug yesterday had a decent day. Today they got some good volume as well, up 8.3,
Your
610.
charts are
Um,
off. You're
I'm
looking at
sorry.
LI up
Oh,
top.
excuse me.
You're
That's
looking
the
at
LI.
yeah.
Yep. Plug at the bottom. Yeah, because Plug had a good day. Hold on. Plug. Here we go. Yeah, so again, had a good day yesterday. Insane pop here. You guys, I wasn't watching, but you guys did call it out here. Um, as the free market still got great volume, but not as clean as what we were looking at. So on this one, maybe a possible, guys. Again, the daily looks interesting. We're getting a little bit of a gap here, possible continuation, but for the most part, again, not all that clean at the moment. Let's take a look. What else we have? The QQQ, the TQQQs. I'm not gonna watch, but that's something you can trade if you want to trade the markets and any type of reaction. Just be very careful with that. Neo, we have on deck Tesla. Let's take a look what Tesla is up to this morning. Tesla right now, it is up 3%. 1 million shares traded right now. Why is this thing not updating? Here we go. So 1 million shares traded right now. Their daily does look interesting as well. So I like Tesla's daily here. Possible continuation from yesterday. Had a very good day. I'm gonna put as a possible because Tesla's not my go-to stock.
You didn't look at any of the gapping down stocks. Did you
Mm.
intentionally skip over
I
those?
did not. I'm in a gapping up mood today, man. I did not look at that. No, I did not intentionally skip that. Let's go back to that. APVO here is a low flow stock sitting at 2.8. Doesn't look great, guys. Had a bang up day yesterday. I mean, look at this pop here. All happened right at close to the after hour. I mean, close to the close, market close right on here. So some volume came in very late in, and you got this beautiful pop here. But again, 2.8 million shares. It's just I'm not sure about this. I'm not going to add it on here. We'll see if the pre-market can get better and get a better volume than what it has now. 337 for 2.8 million. It's not good. You need more than that. CGC, I know here they're looking to legalize marijuana, so that's great. That was passed yesterday in Jersey. This is down 4.8, so it didn't help them at all here. So CGC down
Well,
4.8. Go
the
ahead.
story here
Yeah,
goes back to gridlock, and I think these have
yeah,
run up some on hopes of
getting anything
blue
done.
wave and Democrats taking over the Senate and the White House, and as I mentioned, it doesn't look like they'll take the Senate, so no
Yeah.
national marijuana law passage kind of deal.
Yeah. So TRY taking a hit, CGC taking a hit. I like if you're gonna watch this guy, CGC tends to trade a whole lot better. So I am gonna add CGC as a possible. They're down 5.2 right now. Pre-market's got some decent volume. So we'll see where that goes. Not looking great. We've seen better from them before. But I'm gonna watch CGC. I'm not gonna watch TLRY. JKS. JKS is just a monster stock to trade. you got to be very careful with this one. This thing can move, $1 or $2 easily. Sometimes the gaps are horrible. When I mean the gaps, talk about the spread. The spread could be horrible at times, even at the market open. So just be careful if you've been trading this one. I know we had a run here that was just insane. We're consolidating here between 60, what's it, 58 and 65. Good pre-market action. If you look at just the candles, but if you look at the gaps here and the spread, you want to be careful with this one. I'm not going to add it even as a possible because I just don't trust that I'm going to be looking at this one or trading it successfully this morning. Here's Run right now down 4.4. It's got some volume here, but the pre-market's not looking great. I do like the daily possible loss of this level here. But again, not looking all that exciting right now. So maybe a possible for now. All right, let's continue with what you guys have here in our chat room. I'm gonna scroll down. Workhorse we looked at. Let me see. Workhorse. Do we have anything crazy? Yeah, volume is good on Workhorse. Yeah, Workhorse is good. We could put Workhorse here. I don't want to make my list too long because today there's going to be a lot on here. Let's look at Facebook. We took a look at Facebook. Actually, out of all the other ones, they do have a really good pre-market activity this morning. They're up 5.3, 768. Their daily's been a little bit choppy right where the price action is now, but they have a really good pre-market. And I already see my list getting huge here, but I'm going to have Facebook here. Let's look at Roku. Is Roku doing anything this morning? No. See, something like this, although we know Roku could be very explosive, something like this, I'm probably going to keep off the list for now. Snap. Snap right now. The daily looks good. I like the daily on Snap. The pre-market, not so much. Needs more volume, up 3.4. But their daily here with this possible breakout and the setup they have, this looks really, really good. Possible for now. I could see this being better than like a run, right? I could probably take a run off of this. And Snap does have a beautiful daily like this here. Yeah, you'll probably take this one off for now. Just kind of keep our list a little tighter. Apple, we mentioned Apple earlier as well. Another one that looks very good this morning. 3.6 million shares traded right now. Nice little pop up today. So this could be good. But again, I have AMD here for now. I'm aware that AMD, Apple, Microsoft, all these stocks are up, as Nor mentioned. So I'll wait for these to hit the scanners and see if something pops up there that can give us a good opportunity. DKNG also up nicely. This is up 5.1, some good pre-market action. Again, just I can't add too many, but this is also one that looks good. So today you can be very picky based on what you like. If you like to trade DKNG over like an AMD or something else, you can do that, right? Pick the ones you like to trade. But you can't watch 15, 20 stocks, right? It's not going to work. So just pick the ones that you have traded before in the past successfully. The more you trade, you're gonna find stocks that you can read the price action better. For example, on a day like today, I'm not gonna have Zoom, I'm not gonna have Baba because for me personally, I know those stocks don't trade well. FTCH, another one that does not trade well at all. Very light volume. Had a couple of good days here, but I won't add this. Even if it had a good pre-market activity here, this is one stock that does not trade very well. So I'm gonna keep this one off my list. Um, yeah, I agree. Master Chief Snap does look very, very good on the daily, so I have it here. I might even move it up. It looks really good. Just needs more volume though, because Snap is a heavily traded stock, right? You want to have a good pre-market volume there. You're gonna get it at the open. We just got to see how clean that's going to trade. JD, we looked at Snap. We have okay. Facebook is good. Just going up a little bit in case I missed anyone. SAVA I do have here. That is a low flow stock. Twitter. Let's take a look at what's happening with Twitter here. Twitter right now, they're up 2.8, 446. Pre-market action right now, so. I like Snap better than what I like Twitter right now, as far as daily as well. So I'll keep Snap, but Twitter does look good, guys. It's good possible as well. All right, we'll
I think
stop
this
here.
is one of those days where we
Yeah,
have a lot of stocks that look okay, even though they're not really in play. They're going to trade
right.
largely along with the market. I mean, Twitter, once again, I'll go
Hmm.
back to, the looks like outcome of the elections will result in gridlock, and everybody knows that that all the politicians have been going crazy about Twitter and issues. So
Yeah,
gridlock
yeah.
might cause them to not be able to regulate them properly or pass laws or something of that nature. So that's probably why they're benefiting. That having been said, the fact
Hmm.
that they're only up 2.8%, 2.9%, and the Q's technology sector, technology heavy NASDAQ is up 3.8. I don't know that
Right.
that's really in play.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here that, yeah, like you said, it's not in play on its own. It's really just following, the overall market. The ones I do really like is the one you mentioned, Lyft and Uber, obviously, and Neo. Neo is probably my favorite stock the last couple of days. This thing has just been incredible. So I'm gonna keep a close eye on this one. And be careful, guys. This one at the open could be very wild, just but it's in play the entire day. So don't try to make a trade in the first 10 minutes. Give it time to develop sometimes. You gotta wait and wait for your setup. So very important. Let's take a look at our YouTube chat here. Let's start with Jay. He's throwing pins out. Let's take a look what's happening there. Pins right now up 3.3. Pre-market action is okay, 546. I'm not seeing anything that looks too crazy here. The daily does look a little bit interesting here, maybe for a possible run up to some levels they had here before in the past. So that could be interesting as far as the daily. It might be look better than some of the other possibles we have here. So I'll put that on here for now. We'll fine tune that possibles list. Twitter, we just looked at Kodak. Again, I don't think Kodak is really a tradable stock for the way we trade. Again, this thing is just all over the place. You're getting a pop here. For the most part, you're just heading back down now. And it tends to do that. You look at their daily, they just been, they pop up and head back down, pop up and head back down. So I don't think this is in play unless they have any kind of catalyst. I don't think this stock is one worth watching. Apple, we looked at, guys, looks great, has amazing volume. The only reason I don't have it in here is because I don't have space. After I fine tune my possibles list, if I had space for the Apples and Microsoft and other stocks that are gapping up well this morning with the market, we can do that. Also, keep in mind, you look at the SPY, right? The SPY is going to dictate a lot today with the stocks that are not in play on their own. PFE is up as well. The issue with PFE, it can trade very choppy unless they have their own catalyst. A lot of these gaps that we've seen where it trades very well, it has had news either breakout before the market open or the night before that's made it trade very well. This is not trading well today, so I'm gonna skip on that one. DKNG, I
Yeah,
actually go ahead.
I'll say on the drug stocks, because there's been a few of them sprinkled in there. AbbVie's on there, I see, and I haven't dug into each one individually.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, goes back to gridlock, unable to pass any kind of laws to mandate lower drug prices potentially. So
Right,
once
right,
that same tone fits into narratives on almost all these sectors.
right. So again, there's no uncertainty for these guys, so they like that. They're gonna pop up well today.
Holy shit!
Oh, we got a little action happening here in our own chat. All right, let's take care of that. Um, let's see what's happening here. So DKNG, DRAD. What is this? DRAD. What do we have? DRAD. No, guys, I don't like this one. What's the float on this, by the way? Flow on this 4.3, so very low flow stock. It's got great volume, 4.2, up 26%. Just be careful with this one. Something about it, I don't know. I don't like the daily on it neither. It's got a couple of days where it did get some volume and popped up very well. The pre-market though, if it can hold here and come back up and start breaking some highs and kind of develop a nice uptrend, could be a good possible for a low flow stock. Let's come back to it and let's not just exit out right away. Let's come back to see what it does. Airlines. What are the airlines doing today? We haven't looked at one yet. American Airlines pretty much flat right now, not doing anything. United was good a couple of days ago, flat. They're definitely not in play, and whatever the market's doing, it's not really helping them out much right now. So airlines, I don't see anything happening there at the moment. So with that said, guys, let's go to our community announcements. We have a lot to fine tune today. Again, your list today, everybody's list is going to look a lot different than everybody else's because we have so much to choose from, which is a good thing. But at the same time, you don't want to overload your list watching 10, 20 stocks. You want to really be focused on just a couple.
Hey, bud, I apologize. I
Yeah.
am taking care of this issue that we just had, so I cannot look over there. You're going to have to do the announcements.
Oh yeah, I'll do it. Let me bring them up here and we'll take care of them. All right, guys. So tonight we're doing managing your trades. Let me open this up so I could read. There we go. Manage your taxes for Canadian traders. So tonight that'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern time, guys, in our webinar room. Then next week we have Seth from SMB Capital. About options trade. So he's the director of options trading there. He has amazing experience. So we were able to have him join us next week, Tuesday, November 10th for a webinar. And looking forward to his presentation about options. So if you're interested in how to do full trading on options, he'll be showing us that next week. After that, we do have the following of week as well. I'm sorry, next week as well, November 11th. We do have Kreda, and she's going to be talking about the harnessing connection, sorry, with for peak trading performance. So again, if you want to enhance your performance and get better at trading and deal with adrenaline and all that stuff, she'll be talking about that next week on the 11th. Guys, remember trade of the day. You guys already know what to do here. To post your marks and mark your trades by Twitter. Tag us, Variable Traders, Mike B at BBT, and Norm. Use hashtag BBT family and BBT, sorry, and day trading and stock market as well. So the winner will be announced every week. We pick a winner at the end of the week. We had a winner this week. So whoever wins the day of the week will be into the raffle to win the winner trade of the week. And then you get a prize for that. So look forward to seeing your trades, guys. A lot of amazing trades being entered there. Tenemos este libro en español aquí para lo que quieren usar. Just kidding, guys. So we do have the day trading Spanish book. Andrew is in Spanish. So you can pick that up now. It is also on audio as well. If you want to get that copy, you can join us there. We also have a Spanish tab, guys, here in our chat room, which is very active. And I know Abio has a group also. You can contact him if you want to join a Spanish group. It's a lot of great traders there. I'm constantly checking that chat. I don't talk much in it, but I can see it's a lot of activity from our Spanish community there. All right, what do we have? So here, guys, if you we have our chat room 1 week trial for $24. You can use pre-market 24 to join our onboarding class. So our onboarding class is every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I do that class live, me and Mike. So please join us. We have a really great presentation and webinar that we just updated with some new material. So we will love to have you there and give it a shot. And also you can try the Dash Trader Pro, the Dash trial for the 14 days. So as you're in the chat room, you can have the platform. We'll give you some videos so you can try it out and see if it's something for you. So give it a shot. And if you like what you see, guys, 35% off the lifetime membership. Use Halloween 35 is the code. You can join us if this community is right for you. With that said, I'm going to go right to the trade of the day. And I don't have the name, but I do have the chart here of the trade of the day. So, Mike, if you could tell me who the name is, I want to actually make sure they get credit here. Let's see if Mike has that name for me. Let's see here. Mike might be away from the chat at the moment, but yeah, amazing trade here, guys. This was the winner of the trade of the day yesterday. So congratulations. Wait, is this Stock Operator? This is Stock Operator. I should know this. Stock Operator is an amazing trader. He is very active in Twitter, very active in our chat room. So Stock Operator, amazing job here, taking this trade here. So beautiful thing. All right, guys, let's get to our list. We have quite a bit. So first, let's just scan through this and take some stuff off the list here. So here's Lyft. Lyft looks great. I like Lyft. Uber is good too. I think these are both pretty nice in play this morning. LI, typically I do not watch this one. I think something funky about the stock. But I gotta say the daily's nice. The breakout yesterday was great. Let's take a look on how I actually traded yesterday. Let's see here. Yeah, they get a very aggressive drop though. This is the stuff that scares me here. This type of drop here. What's this from 23.50 to 21.10? I mean, that's aggressive, guys. So be careful here at the market open with this one. I mean, that's an aggressive drop there. But their pre-market today looks really good. They're up 8.1, 766. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens here. We'll do some levels for that. NEO is definitely on our list. Has been so good to us the last couple of days. AMD is decent, and I have AMD here more of a placeholder. I think when I look at AMD, I'm thinking about Apple, I'm thinking about Facebook, Nvidia, and all these other stocks that can move with the market because these stocks don't have their own catalyst. So when I have AMD here, that's what I'm looking at. Here is Facebook's pre-market, guys. Looks amazing. I mean, this pre-market here is just very, very well up 5.7, 972. So I think this list looks good to start with. It could change as we go because Workhorse here is looking really nice with this drop. So that's good. We'll keep that there. XPEV. I'm on the fence on this one, guys. It's got volume. It's up 8%. The daily looks good. Let's see if we can get something else out of the way. PayPal. PayPal. Yeah, PayPal's okay. Plug. I'm going to take off Plug. Let's get rid of that one. Tesla, guys, it is in play, but I know I'm not going to trade Tesla. I prefer to trade something else. So I'm going to remove this one. right? Just for my purposes. CGC, I want to watch at least one of the pot stocks today. This is down nicely, 5.9, some good volume, so we'll keep an eye on that one. I think Snap has some potential, but I'm going to wait for this to hit the scanners, or I'm going to hope that somebody else in the chat room is watching this one and can call it out. But that does look like a good opportunity there on Snap as well. In pins, I love the daily on pins. I think the pre-market could be better, guys, but I am going to take this one off for now. All right, so now we got a more fine-tuned list. Then we got some low flow stuff here that needs to get better. DRAD, yeah, APVO doesn't look great. Let's get rid of that. I had a good day yesterday. Today's not setting up that way. SAVA, I got to say, consolidating nicely here, but we need more volume. We need a nice little breakout, ABCD patterns after ABCD patterns here. So usually a good indication of a good stock that's trading healthy. This one, it has potential, but not there yet. All right, let's do levels, guys. Let's start with SLIF. So high of the pre-market right now, sitting at 30.94. We'll throw a level there. Above, that's a great level, by the way. If you look at the daily, look how much support you have, resistance you have in this area. All this right here is resistance. So LIF has a hard time getting above this 30.96. Looks like we're about to break out of that now. But that level, you want to put a lot of weight into that. Just look how many times we have changed directions at that price target, right? So that's important. Slightly above that on the daily, we do have 32.33. So let's put a level there. Also, the few times we have broken out of 31 or 30.94, whatever, we do get to that 32.33, right? So you see it here and you see it here. So the few times we have been able to push up to that. Above that, just in case we get going, we do have another level of resistance right on here, guys. This 33.45, great area of constant resistance here on a couple of days. So you see the change in direction. When you see that change in direction every time at a level, and here look at the times to try to break out of that and it couldn't, you want to add more weight to that level, 33.45 there. All right, let's look towards the bottom. Our low of our pre-market is all the way down at 27.90. So we'll throw a level there. And that seems to have some support as well on the daily. You can see a couple of days bouncing off of that. Great resistance here in September and October. Tons of resistance there before we started collapsing here below what it is now our previous day close, right? So tons of action happening there. So that's a great level to have on your list. And then we also have in between here, if you look closely, there is one at 29.01. Right at 29.01, you do have some areas where you're getting some bounces, some nice support off of that as well. Some consolidation right on there, right? Some indecision candles that don't know what to do there. But you can see they're right on that 29.01. So you want to have that there slightly above your pre-market low. But I think that's going to be a good level to have on your list. So that's lift, guys. Looks to be breaking out here nicely. Let's see if we can get going on it. Here's Uber. Uber right now, high of the pre-market, 41.45, excuse me. Low of the pre-market, 37.69. So you got a nice little range up here. Within that pre-market, guys, you do have some areas here that have a couple of touches. I want to mark down this 40.10 because you don't want to put too much weight on this one here off the pre-market low. But here, though, you see a lot of touches here on this 40.10. So I want to have that on there as well. All right, 37.69. Actually, I take that back, guys, because if I look at the daily, see, I don't want to put too much weight on this candle here. But after putting this level here, look at the daily. Look at the resistance you're getting there. So I take that back. That level is very important there because it has support on the daily. Sometimes you see a level like this and there's nothing else that's kind of confirming that level. So you don't want to put too much weight on it. But this one, after looking at the daily, you are getting tons of confirmation there. So put some weight on that. Here it is. Above that, you have another level here for resistance, 38.50. Let's mark that there as well. Also, some more confirmation over here on a gray area of rejection heading right back down for Uber. What do we have above 41.45? Do we have anything above that? We have more confirmation here on the daily. All right, so we're going back to a little bit far back, but I think we do need something to above that 41.40 because Uber can be strong today with the catalyst they have going on. So above that, this is a good level here. You can tell 42.93, great area of support right on here. Tons of days just bouncing off that price there before it actually had broke down, right? So 42.93, great area on the daily, has tons of support, a lot of confirmation there. All right, so that's good on Uber. Let's look at LI. So LI, last two trading days got you covered as far as highs and lows. Previous day close are all in there. Above this, we do have 26.31. It's a good level there. So we'll mark that as the high of the pre-market. Let's go back here. couple of days ago, we had this level. A couple of weeks ago, we had this level here at a 24.52. So I want to mark that down there, slightly above the previous day close and the highs and lows from the last two trading days. And that's all we have. So we are hitting all-time highs with this 26.31. There's nothing up there. So you got pretty much all the levels that you can possibly find on this. You can start going in here and looking at your 5 minute and seeing what areas have had a couple of touches as far as resistance and support. And right here, 25.53, you do see some resistance happening here. Nice, beautiful breakout. So you want to put that on there for now. I think that could be important for the pre-market as well as the intraday trade here. Here is a Neo high of the pre-market 37.79. So let's throw a level there. Within the price action right now, this line that's got a good area of support resistance right here. So I'm going to mark down where the price target is right now. The price level is right now 37 35 or so. You can see resistance happening here in your 5 minute. You are at all-time high. We broke that yesterday when we hit our high of the day, and today we're again just continue to slam on the gas here on Neo, up nicely 5.2, 7.8 million shares traded right now. So again, this stock has just been amazing. AMD is up nicely, guys, up 4.5. Again, this stock is kind of like my placeholder for watching the overall market, see how things are going to trade here, especially the tech sector with the QQQs being up nicely today. You see a lot of these tech companies doing very well, between that 3 to 5% gapping up on a lot of those companies. So I'll be looking out for turbo breakdown scanners that we share in our chat room, as well as a turbo breakup, to see if that's going to trigger any type of stocks that are trading well this morning. So 80.48 high of the pre-market, the low of the pre-market 78.37. Towards the top, let's get something here on the daily. We do have another great level here at 81.90. Great area of resistance. You got more resistance over here, a couple of areas of support off that level, so that's good. Above that, we have another great level all the way up here at 84.95. I don't think we'll get there, but that's just a significant level on the daily for the AMD. All right, let's see what else we have, guys. Facebook is another one also that is doing pretty well pre-market right now. 1 million shares traded. High of the pre-market sitting at 280.72. So we'll put a level there. Above that, we do have a couple of levels here, but I like this one. This is the most recent one, right? So sometimes you might have to make the decision, do I go with this wick here, this one here, or this one here? So what I do here is I'm going to pick the closest one to the price action, right? The most recent one, which is going to be this one here. Aside from that, if you look at this 283.53, you can see that even when a couple of days broke out of that, they came back and closed right on that 283.53. So this has a lot of confirmation, right? So I'm not gonna be picky and say, oh, this line has to be here. No, it could be here. Take the last area that you have the closest to the price action, use that one, and just be mindful that these levels are in areas. So it could be a couple of cents above or below, right? So just keep that in mind. But I'm gonna take the closest one, which is this one here, 283.68 is a good one for us to have. So that's Facebook. Towards the bottom, you do have a level between the highs and lows, which is right in here, guys. A couple of it's right in, I can't get the exact area, right in here, 255, 275.74. Look at the support you're having here. Got a couple of wicks hitting that. Got a nice rejection here on this day. Opened up, came back, and then slammed down. So that 275 could be important. And actually, look at the pre-market now. That 275 area did react as a great resistance before we had the nice breakout. So you want to have that on there this morning in case we come back down on Facebook. Our possibles today, our workhorse is getting a lot of volume right now. Right in here, you can see that coming in nicely. We have a XPEV. This one, I'm on the fence on this one. I'm probably going to take it off as I get closer to the market open. PayPal is decent, good possible. CGC is great as well. Good possible also to have on our list this morning. All right, let's take a look at what our moderators are watching today. Let's bring in our moderators lineup list. What do we have here? Interesting to see what everybody else is watching on a day like today. So Peter's reporting no IPOs today. His watch list: Uber, CGC, AMD, secondary list, Lyft, TLRY, and Twitter. Eamon is watching Lyft, SAVA, that's a low flow stock, so be careful. Microsoft and Uber. And then his secondary list would be Pins, Uber. He likes Uber twice there. He's going to watch it on the main list and the secondary list. That's how good it is today. And Neo as well. Neo has been amazing, guys. Tiffany likes Uber, Lyft, and secondary list Tesla, Neo, and Apple. And Mike is going to be looking for his high of day, low, and high of day and high and break of low scanners for this morning. So pretty good list this morning. Norm, anything else that you like that we have not mentioned today, or anything that you're going to be looking out for today?
I am only watching Lyft and Neo, um, and I'm gonna sit back and see how things go. Looks like we had the SPY pulling back a little bit, and that's as votes start coming in and things flip back and forth. So I'll be probably in pretty short term positions scalping with any trades I take because I don't want to be stuck in something if news comes out, which it sure to do today.
Yeah, hopefully today we can and get some new side. It probably will happen with the market open, and again, like you mentioned, you want to be
Oh,
careful.
it 100% happen with the
Yeah,
market open.
you
So.
want to be careful on how the market is going to react. Whether you're long or short, right? Things can change very fast, very rapidly. Um, all right. With that said, guys, I think we are set here. Jared's coming in with his list. He's watching Lyft, Facebook, and Neo and Tesla. Both of those there. In the secondary list is watching overall, just the overall market SPY and QQQ. Which let's check what they're doing right now. The SPY is up nicely 1.4. And the Qs are, I know they're still up pretty nice here at 3.5. So we got a good, nice green day to the market open. Let's see how that's going to help some of our plays this morning. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for joining us this pre-market show on YouTube. We are going to continue here in the chat preparing for our market open. Brian and Andrew are next. They'll be trading live. And then from there, we have other moderators taking over the live show today. So take care, guys. Stay safe, and we will see you tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.